Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harach HaKodash. Alright, the bonus to the apostles and others that we millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings spent to you, hopefully elect out there pushing out this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. Alright, Shalom. This is going to be a video based on something I was meditating off of last night after I finished up camp. Which is life will be pretty worthless without this truth. And that's straight to the point. That this truth is everything. And that our whole purpose when we was called to this thing was to teach. That's the whole point. To teach in this time. In these times. Alright, nothing else. No buts, no excuses, no nothing, man. Just to teach. Simply to teach. Alright, something so simple, man. Alright, something so simple that was commanded of us. And we can't fail to do. We can't fail that very commandment that was given unto us, man. By way of Yahushai, which ultimately that word was given to us by way of the Heavenly Father. Through Yahushai, Hamashiach. So I'm gonna start off with the book of John the 4th chapter, verse 34. Yahushai saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of Him that sent me and to finish His work. And who's the Him that sent Yahushai? The Heavenly Father. And this will consists of teaching, which alongside will be studying, because as it says in the book of 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, verse 15, study to show thyself approved, rightly dividing the word asunder. Hey, because if you don't know what you're breaking down and you just bring it out, you're going to get cut, You're just going to be, cornered, and you're gonna be an example. You're going to be an example. You don't want to be an example. All right, so my meat is to do the will of Him that sent me and to finish His work. And just like Yahushai, was doing that, we're doing that too. All right, we're living His life in these times, all right? We're living Yahushai's life mentally, with these mental battles. And we're teaching just like Him. All right, we're not just going to sit there, just gathering up all this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and just keep it with us. No, man, we're gonna give it unto you. Hey, like the scriptures say, His belly shall flow living waters. Roughly paraphrasing along those lines, meaning to teach, man. And the mouth out of a wise man is a fountain of wisdom. So I just want to bring that point out that we're gonna teach, man. Our meat is to do the will, just like Yahushai said. Why? Because we're living this life. And we was commanded to do that. Hey, the scriptures say, occupy till I come. Occupying in what? Not occupying in whining, bitching out, just giving up and whatnot. No. Occupy in these scriptures, to read. Occupying these prophecies, measuring the times diligently. All right, what's been popping off. You had U.S. make a sanction against Russia, if I'm not mistaken, earlier today. I didn't get time to check the news, but you're having a bunch of things brewing up. All right, and occupying, as in teaching as well. We're not just gonna retire. The other apostle to heart even said that you can't be in this thing for a couple of years and just retire, because there's no such thing as retiring in this truth. Hey, this is a spiritual contract, like one of the Yakim said. By the time you go out to the highways and hedges with the 12 tribe chart, and you have a Bible in your hands, that's a spiritual contract. You can't get out. You can't get it out for life, or else you're through, man. Because falling out this truth is worse than suicide. All right, you don't know what's gonna happen. All right, just imagine how horrible would it be in the ladder to fall out. Look at Judas, man. Look at his appointed lot. He was ordained to betray Yahushai from the beginning of before the foundations of the earth. And the kingdom, he's going to be lowly, man. He's going to be abased. So these things just, humble you down and keep you straight. Or you can't be prideful like Alazar. Hell no, man. That dude is a straight out example. But anyways, enough of my rambling. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, verse 13. Let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep His commandments. A pretty basic and a scripture that's brought out like a lot of times by the Yakim, but it's the most relevant, man. All right, this is a relevant precept, hence the heavy usage. Fear Yahweh and keep His commandments. All right, which His commandments will stop at the first 5 books of Moses. All right, they're everywhere throughout the scriptures. All right, from the first 5 books of Moses. All right, to Joshua, when the Lord was speaking to Joshua, directly saying, be of courage. Hey, likening it unto us. Hey, because the scriptures, as Paul said, the scriptures written aforetime are written for our learning. And the scriptures even talking about how ye are my witnesses. Yahweh Shai was telling the apostles, I believe it was, that ye are my witnesses in these things. Hey, likewise, we're His witnesses because we read about these things and we believe them. So when we read these, we're being a witness as well. All right, although we're not back in the ancient world at that appointed time. So digressing to the matter. Digressing back to the matter, fear Yahweh and keep His commandments. All right, they're everywhere from the first 5 books of Moses, the Joshua. All right, the New Testament, such as 1 Corinthians. All right, Romans. These various books, all throughout. Just like how Yahweh Shai is a volume of the book. That's how many commandments are there written for us, man. For us, for our sake, man. For our edification's sake. The book of Sirach. All right, But digressing back, for this is the whole duty of man. All right, a duty. What does the definition of the word duty mean? We often overlook it and just believe it's a job, which it is. But if you go deeper into that, it's an obligatory service. All right, obligatory service. We're obliged to do that. That's like it. No, we're obligated. It's like it. Obligated. We're obligated, which that word obligated means bind or compel, especially legally or morally, commit as security. And this is a reasonable service because the Lord gave us His truth. All right, He gave us His truth. We didn't get it for ourselves. All right, because you could read the Bible from the back as a prisoner or being a self-proclaimed architected Christian, and you still won't get shit, man. All right, ultimately, because until the point you actually get the Spirit to understand that you're an Israelite, the scriptures won't resonate with you. The scriptures won't resonate with you. So, digressing back, this is our obligatory service. We're commanded to do these things, man. All right, the Lord does something for you, we do something for Him. In other words, because to get the reward, we have to do His will. Fear Yahweh and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man, not just any man, and not just any man. All right, the Lord ain't talking to no Moabite. He ain't talking to no Ammonite. Or he ain't talking no Ishmaelite. He ain't talking no Edomite, first and foremost. He's simply talking to the Israelite man. All right, in this case, them being the men of the Lord, the ones that were called to this thing, and that are going to be chosen. So, verse 14, for Yahweh shall bring every work in the judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And these people are being revealed as well. All right, these people are being revealed and being visited in these times. 2022, the year of turn up. All right, mass judgment going out with the 4 corners of the earth. So anyways, this is the book of Luke, the 11th chapter, verse 24. And just bringing out an example. This is an example. So, Luke 11, the book of Luke, the 11th chapter, verse 24. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then goeth he, and taketh to him 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter in, and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. All right, I got a lot of points to bring out to the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem and Shai. We really gotta be thankful for this thing, man. All right, grateful. What did it say in the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken? All right, many shall be in the last days, shall be unthankful. All right, we don't want to be those type of people. We want to be thankful, man. We want to be thankful. All right, you got people out there that aren't thankful for shit, man. All right, but we want to be thankful because that inward man means more than the outward man. All right, we're that inward man, not the outward. All right, the outward, decays, but our inward stays the same. All right, you're the same spirit coming back over and over again, past life after past life. But anyways, that's for another topic. When the unclean spirits, so like I already read that part, and this is a parable. All right, yeah, I wish I was speaking. But going on to verse 26, then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits. 7 is a complete number, meaning many. All right, so you get more demons than you recently had before this truth. Hey, because, before we were all bugged out of our minds, man. All right, Akim could have been living that fast-paced lifestyle, in a slanging, in a banging, all right, in a gambling, which I'm gonna keep my peace on that because I'm not sure about if gambling's okay, but people are abusive in the gambling game, in the gambling world. People are really abusive in that gambling world. So I just want to bring that point out and various other points, man. All right, Akin could have been doing some horrible, wicked shit, man. So that was before this truth. Until you get this truth, you get the knowledge of this truth, you become reformed through the Spirit and power. How about you, all right? You become better, all right? Because ultimately, our whole desire is to be perfect, man. When we're being perfected, we're not gonna come perfect like Yahweh Shai. No, man, we're being perfected. And it takes time, patience, patiently suffering for that very promise, which is to be in righteousness. What did it say in the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter, verse 5? Blessed are those who hunger for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Hey, so when we get those spiritual bodies, or we're those men, which is a prophecy that comes soon, very soon, because we're at the end, man. All right, we're gonna be perfect, and we're gonna be so thankful, man. All right, that's one of my most desired promises. One thing I'm really looking forward to is that righteousness. So this is lucky for my stuttering. But anyways, now if you follow this truth, just imagine you follow this truth. What then? Are you gonna get more demons, man? You're gonna be more wicked as fuck, man. Hey, because you know you're going off, but you're just bugged out of your mind. You just keep on going off, being over emotional and whatnot, and being over emotional because of a hardship you're going through a trial could take you out of this truth, man. All right, trust me, man. People done been falling out left and right over something so small as the situation of a woman. Hey, the scriptures talk about how wisdom, wine and women make a man of understanding to fall. Roughly paraphrasing on those lines. So verse 26 again, then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits. All right, so many spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first, which was before this truth. Hey, so you fall out, you're through, man. I just goes to show you how without this truth you're nothing, man. All right, we're nothing without this truth. All right, here it is. We're promised these various these many promises, which is gonna happen very soon. All right, and all this hell's about to break loose, and you want to fall in the last second. All right, all because of a little detail that you weren't satisfied with. Man, you gotta be crazy, man. So that just goes to show you how demonic we were before this truth and without this truth. You look at people out without this truth. Last night I was at the store at Walmart, and all I felt was a bad vibration. All right, too many demons about, man. All right, vexing our spirits. Because through the spirit and probably how about Shemel, we're able to discern through people, man. So without this truth, we're nothing. Letting that sink in. All right, without this truth, you have nothing, and you are nothing. The book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter, verse 22. So again, it's the lack of my rambling, you know. I don't mean it, but it's just vexing, man. You know, just expressing out everything. Expressing all the anger, all the hate that we got built up inside. All right, I can literally be depressed, man. We're always depressed. You know, the Apostle Gabriel even said that we're depressed, man. Depressed that we're in this shithole known as America the Great, this last captivity. And depressed because we're in this flesh. All right, depressed because we're surrounded by nothing but demons. All right, depressed because we're dark. We're in pure darkness right now. All right, this is a place of darkness without order, as Job spoke of through the Spirit back in Job the 10th chapter or 12th chapter, verse 22. I believe it was the 10th chapter. So verse Salakia, Isaiah the 40th chapter, verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth. That's talking about the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. We're those inhabitants, man. We're the inhabitants of the earth. And against the lack of my stuttering, but we're those inhabitants, man. We're like in the grasshoppers, and that's another point to why you can't be prideful like this damn devil. And what's funny, what's ironically funny, is the fact that this devil's the most basest out of all men. You know, even the heathen nations have more respect than this damn devil, man. Yet he's the most prideful, man. So, you know, this crack is through. This crack is through, man, straight through. So more proof to why you can't be prideful, because you're nothing but a fucking grasshopper, man. And so like for my offensive language, but you know, just to express that point that we're nothing unto the Heavenly Father, you know, but worms. All right, Lord, will we have mercy, because we're ultimately made expendable. Expendable, that word means, hey, because you could have a bunch of people, like the Akim always be talking about. Salakia, this is the book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter, verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth. And that's talking about the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. And we're those inhabitants, man. We inhabit the planet Earth. So we're like the grasshoppers and worms unto the sight of the Heavenly Father. You know, hence why you can't be prideful. So I get proud, like this damn devil, which is ironic and funny. Because he's the most basest of men out of all nations. Because even the heathens got more respect than this damn devil. Yet he's at the top. All right, and he has that mindset, that puffed up mindset, to whereas he can be like the Most High, and he be trying to revive animals and human beings and do, you know, heart transplants using different types of animals and whatnot, trying to rewire the genes, the DNA and whatnot. You know, this damn devil was through. But either way, that's just more proof. We'll show you that we can't be prideful, man. We're nothing but grasshoppers and worms. And the Lord could choose to whom he would give you this, to whom he could give the truth to, man. Here it is. He could take away the truth from you and give it to somebody else. All right. That's how cool the Lord is, man. So it is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, going to the expanding of the heavens, of the universe. And because there's gonna be a certain point in the kingdom where all Israel will be on the scene, and what then? All right, there's gonna be new spirits, man. Because we're gonna be in that kingly mindset that all we're thinking about is continuing on our legacy of bringing forth more kings, man, more kings. You know. So it's gonna be a point where we're gonna fill up the whole earth, and we're gonna have to move to a different planet. And what then? Once we fill up all the galaxies, what then? The Lord's gonna keep on continuously expanding the universe, which is why it says that stretcheth out the curtains as a curtain. Salakia. That stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain. Because the heavens are the universe, and there's different levels to the heavens. But anyways, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Hey, so just bringing that point out, you know, that we're nothing to the Lord, and he could easily give this truth to whom he seems fit, and take it away to whom he seems unfit. All right, which is why I said we're expendable, man. We're expendable. The book of Matthew, the 22nd chapter, verse 14. And it's a very terrible thing to be taking away this truth. You know? Hey, because you could be like Saul. You know, Saul was of a peaceful heart. You know, he was prophesying at one point with the prophets, but then the Lord took away the spirit upon him. It's like it took away the spirit off of him, and he started bugging out. And then he got a cold judgment after that, you know, by way of getting slew with his son John by the Philistines over at a battle that they was at. So there's the book of Matthew, the 22nd chapter, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. And it's a pretty small precept, but still have to get out, you know, just to expound on the point that many people are called, just like these Hebrew Israelites that you see on SoundCloud. You know, a lot of these false camps out there that claim to be of the elect and whatnot, which you can't claim, man. You can't claim to be of the elect. You can only hope, hence the title, the hopeful elect, man. Or you can't claim to be of the elect, all right, because we're the proof at. Like, let's just talk about how the remembrance of our other former things are taken away, roughly paraphrasing on those lines. All right, so ultimately, we don't have any understanding from our past. We don't have any memories from our past lives, Salakia. So going back, for many are called, but few are chosen. You know, just think about the millions of Israelites that know the Israelites, man. You know, and just think about how small the number is, a little fraction that are only going to be delivered compared to all the ones that have been called. You know, not only that, but the many that are called, also they follow this truth, man. They follow the faith. They don't remember any of this thing. All right, what happens is that you got what happened back in the year 2000. You had the majority of those people out there that were with the apostles, man. All right, we're with the other apostle Tahar, and then after the year 2000, they all fell out because they lost faith. You can't lose faith in this thing, man. All right, regardless of what might happen, and you can't lose faith. Well, those people were called and they were taken out. All right, so they're not chosen, man. They're through. All right, but lastly, I had to get out the book of Romans, the 6th chapter. And I bring out this chapter a lot, but it's just heavy, man. All right, the 6th and the 7th chapter. Even the 8th chapter, they're all heavy, man. But verse 20, Salak, verse 20. For when you were the servants of sin, you were free from righteousness. All right, that's why you were doing a whole heap, a manner of travail, a manner of wicked things. What fruit had ye then in those things whereof you are now ashamed? And we're ashamed of those things, man. All right, I can be keeping those old pictures to show how far they grew, but even then it'd be vexing them, saying how wicked they were. You know, ultimately, we're all unclean as an unclean thing. Our righteousness are as filthy rags until we get those spiritual bodies. But the thing is, you can't let your sins weigh you down. All right, you have to gird up your loins, man. All right, I can be teaching out these videos after messing up so badly, man. You know, be like that, but we still gotta take it up, man. All right, you can't be focusing on yourself. You're nothing but a tool. All right, I remember one of the Akim said that because when I came into this thing, I was effeminate, you know. Just goes to show you a miracle of the Lord that we change, you know. I used to be effeminate. Now look at me, man. You know, not trying to boast, and just bring the point that we all change. And without this truth, we'd be nothing, man. All right, I could have been a lost cause. Yakin could have been a lost causes, man. Salaki, we were all lost causes. Salaki about that. We were all lost causes before this truth. All right, so Salaki about that. You know, but until this truth, things changed. All right, letting that sink in. That's heavy. What fruit have ye then in those things whereof you are now ashamed? And I can be having, you know, just be vexed in the spirit because they be remembering their past. You know what? All the wickedness and all the foolish things that they did in the past. You know, but you should be thankful that you're not even in that position anymore. You're giving this truth, so gird up your loins, right? But now being made free from sin and become servants to Yahweh, ye have your fruit unto holiness. All right, fruit meaning actions, man. Fruit meaning actions, because back in verse 21. It says, what fruit are ye then in those things whereof you are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death. All right, the wages of sin are death. But going back to verse 22, but now be made free from sin and become servants to Yahweh, ye have your fruit unto holiness. and the end everlasting life. It will promise these things, man. We just gotta keep on suffering patiently, and then to get the reward. All right, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our Lord. All right, so we're given the victory either way, man. Thus saith the scriptures. All right, all we gotta do is just, hold on to that crown. But anyways, I thought this video was edifying. Lord will continue to push, and shalom.